Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Back at Fiserv Forum, Milwaukee season is on the line tonight for the Boston Celtics, and they may have to play again for the third straight game without Robert Williams. That's how it's sounding. Once again listed as questionable for this game with left knee soreness. Celtics did scan his knee and found a bone bruise, which isn't great news. Obviously, pain as well as movement restrictions kept Williams entirely out of the last two games. I know we've gotten a lot of questions about, why couldn't he go out there, just be available, do that last rebounding play in Game 5 with the Celtics loss, giving up the offensive rebound to Bobby Portis. And the reality is probably that Rob isn't ready to play right now. And they're waiting, as Ime Udoka said just a few minutes ago, to hear that Rob's ready to go. And so that's going to be the clearance that they have to overcome here ultimately to get Rob back in the game. And they're going to need him. Last two games, Celtics have had to downsize. Starting Grant Williams, first and foremost, is downsizing. And then going into smaller lineups in fourth quarters. Game 4, that worked well, made the Celtics more offensively versatile, set up the spacing better for Jason Tatum down the stretch. Al Horford, of course, had the game of his life. Game 5, however, 17 offensive rebounds. Bucks grabbed 13 in Game 4. Didn't hurt Boston as much, but 17 became the straw that broke the camel's back there and just completely undermined the Celtics' defensive performance on numerous plays. None bigger than Wes Matthews grabbing a miss, Bobby Portis' hands in the right corner and hitting Giannis Antetokounmpo for the game-tying 3, as well as the free throw rebound. Now, Rob isn't necessarily going to answer two guys running in on each other on that play, but he is a presence out there. He would be in the spot where Grant Williams feasibly was, and he's a guy who's one of the best defensive rebounders in this league. Great offensive rebounder, but great defensive rebounder as well. Just a pogo stick going up and grabbing the ball. His size alone out there would make a difference on an area that is starting to have a real impact on this series. Now, the problem is Rob was out there for games 1 through 3. Didn't look that great. Getting targeted defensively, fouling, even the rebounding, not making all that much of an impact out there against Brook Lopez and Giannis. Two difficult matchups, physical guys who get into the body and honestly knock Rob to the ground more often than not. Marcus Smart was telling Rob early in the series to absorb that contact as the Celtics try to inflict some foul trouble here on the Bucks. But his injury status now, a huge looming factor over this series. It's just another quality rotation player that the Celtics are missing. Minutes to have to go to Daniel Tice, who did struggle on the boards through the last two games here, specifically in Game 5 where he got targeted early and the Bucks were able to grab some of those misses off of him there. They're just a great offensive rebounding team, the Bucks. Mike Budenholzer talked about ramping up the effort and the focus on those offensive rebounds. The worst half-court team in the NBA playoffs right now is the Bucks. So that's giving them extra chances after initial stops on Giannis, as well as other players out there getting out to the shooters, contesting, to get open looks. And that's when the Celtics defense isn't set, when those offensive rebounds come through. So massive impact on the game right now. Milwaukee not converting too many of those earlier in the series, but in Game 5, it was the story of the game, really. It was the offensive rebounding, as Ime Udoka said just after that game. And is Rob going to go? Still not clear. Bone bruise doesn't make it sound good. Sounds minor, but we saw Kendrick Nunn miss an entire season with a bone bruise. They're calling it a small bone bruise. So we'll see. Ime Udoka speaking pregame tonight. Stay tuned for Celtics CLNS on Twitter for quotes out of there. Of course, I'm at RealBobManning, CLNSmedia.com for all your coverage of Bucks Celtics as the Celtics try to force a Game 7 tonight, 7:30 Eastern. We're live here at Fiserv Forum back in Milwaukee. And, of course, we're powered by Calm. Calm, big reason we've been on the road all season. Great sponsors for the Garden Reports, Celtics postgame, as well as CLNS Media. Go to calm.com/garden. 40% off a premium subscription. You're going to need it this afternoon. Going through the jitters, anticipating this game. I know you are. Calm.com, meditation, yoga, sleep help. You need a nap this afternoon? Go get Calm. Calm.com/garden. 40% off a premium subscription. I'm Bobby Manning, live from Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee. We'll see you later tonight for Game 6 between the Celtics and the Bucks.